And I'm David. And we're talking about Survivor, David versus Goliath.
Oh my gosh, this episode was so good!
It's getting so good already. Switching things up a little bit this episode. It's not, because you know the Davids have been going to tribal council a lot. And
Yep.
so, am I getting ahead of myself?
We jumped real fast.
Okay.
Okay, let's start at the beginning of the episode. We're coming back from the last tribal where the Davids had done their little blind side to get
Jessica out.
Jess out.
Right. So now, you know, of course the three people who weren't in the loop on how that vote was going to go are like feeling a little bit sour about it. But immediately Gabby is sort of the one who starts to get blamed. Even Christian blames Gabby.
Right, and Christian, well maybe Christian didn't know, like, because it was a while before it got to him.
Yeah.
Maybe he genuinely thinks that, but either way, you voted with Gabby.
Yeah.
So, very interesting.
Very interesting. But nobody was whispering Elizabeth's name, right? And we know that she was kind of the one who put this into motion. But she flew under the radar on that one.
Not getting any of that dirt on her hands.
Which I love.
Gabby's taking it all.
Yeah.
Which is sad because I like Gabby too. But like, it makes sense for Nick to want Christian by himself.
Yes,
and
right.
like, you know, everyone's just going to find someone to blame. And
now, the one thing I could not believe was how the way that Nick played it was unbelievable. Like Sarah said, it makes sense that he would like try to target Gabby at this point because he knows that she is kind of in with Christian and he wants Christian all to himself. Just that twosome, right? But he's talking to Bea and Davy as though he didn't vote with Gabby to get Jess out. He's all like, woof, yeah, man, Gabby, she's like, she's an expert liar. Like, I can't believe I feel betrayed. And I'm like, Nick, you voted the same way. Like,
you made that choice.
But Bea and Davy are not calling him out. They're just kind of like, yeah, Gabby, she's got to go. She's the next target. So I could not believe they were sort of falling for that. Then on the Goliath side.
Oh boy. We start to see Jeremy become more of a character. He was kind of the star of this episode where he and Mike are getting closer and closer. We learned a little bit about Jeremy's dad, has Alzheimer's. And then we see Jeremy start to spiral into paranoid world. And he is watching people have conversations. So he does a whole like house meeting.
Yeah, the way they edited this is great because you see all these scenes of him just like by himself watching people have conversations. He's getting so paranoid. He's starting to talk to individuals about like people are playing this game too hard, blah 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 blah. Then he calls a whole tribal meeting. It's way too early for that kind of thing.
Way too early.
And he tells everyone, look, we're not going to tribal council yet. We haven't lost anything. We don't have anything to worry about.
Tribe strong.
Look, we need to cut the side conversations because we don't need to strategize yet. We don't need to strategize until we're going to tribal council. Well, then what happens?
Well, of course, he's still strategizing. He's going around and talking to people. Like, oh, but let's have a conversation. I mean, he's just in straight up paranoid mode.
Oh my
God. It's not real, you know, like he really thinks people should. He's just scared.
Right. And he's going around telling everyone about the idol that Dan has.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
You're revealing information. You already sound paranoid. Now you sound like shady and paranoid. It's not a good look, Jeremy.
It's not. And people are not really responding to it that positively. I mean, not to his face. Everyone is sort of playing along to his face. But in all those little confessionals, people are like, yeah, Jeremy's like a little too paranoid, playing the game a little too hard.
Right.
Then we go to immunity, right?
Oh my gosh. What is going on with the weather?
It's another cyclone, apparently.
So much rain.
The rain is so hard, Gabby can't even keep her eyes open to look at Jeff as he's explaining what the challenge is. And it's another sort of physical into the puzzle. We see that there's sort of a little bit of a disagreement on the Goliath side in terms of who's going to sit out. And there's this moment where Natalie is insistent that she needs to help with the puzzle. Right.
Well, now, on one hand, well, first off, they have to sit out 2 people because that's how far behind we are. But Natalie sat out last week.
Yeah.
It does make sense that whoever sat out last week is going to play
Absolutely.
this time.
She can't like sit out every single week. That does not bode well for her.
No. So yes, there's discussion and obviously other people wanted to play, but you know, in that case, you kind of do have to say, even though you don't like this person because they're boss you around all the time.
Right.
You're going to say, yes.
You got to give them a chance,
yeah.
right? So she stays in, and Angelina and Natalia sit out, I think. Anyway, the way the immunity starts, we get Alec and Bea again, one-on-one at the start.
They must be really the, like, strongest, but also, like, maybe leanest or, like,
nimblest
for those.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. both very physical people, but this one is a little more neck and neck than the latter thing. So
That's
the whole immunity challenge is very, very close the whole time. And then we get to the puzzle.
Yes.
And we've got Christian doing that puzzle on the David side.
I'm like, okay, we got Christian, we got Gabby on this puzzle at the end, and we got Natalie over here doing the puzzle.
Yeah.
I was like, Christian and Gabby have to have this. It was a nail biter. It takes a little while to figure it out, but boom, Christian and Gabby get in. All of a sudden the Davids have won!
Yes, right. So celebration, and it really was like, I was like excited. I was like, oh my God, thank God they don't have to go to tribal again. This is amazing.
Thank God it's just not like a complete every episode.
Right.
Davids are screwed.
And it's sort of the perfect narrative for that David tribe too, to lose the first two and then they eke out a win, because that's what they've gone through their whole lives. They've had to fight to win and get where they are.
That's the story.
So it was great to root for them finally.
Right.
But we should note that Bea injured her knee during the immunity challenge. So that'll be interesting to see how that affects things going forward.
Especially since that's an injury it's like an old injury that she's re-injured kind of, so she's aware and understands those limitations. Yeah. So if she legitimately is the strongest player on that tribe, we are now in trouble.
That's right, because clearly a lot of her value on this tribe is coming from her physical abilities. Yeah. If she's sort of incapacitated, that might not be good for her game. So that's sort of all we see of the David tribe for the rest of the episode, because now Goliaths are going to tribal.
Time to take Goliaths to tribal for the first time. So now we obviously know Natalie. Yeah. Her name's been out there for episodes.
Yes.
Here we go. It's cut and dry, right? Yeah. Easy. Vote her out.
Oh yeah. But then Angelina, she starts to talk, and I love the way she did this in the conversation with Allison, I think.
Oh my God.
When she was like, I just want to float an idea by you. Because Allison is like, clearly Natalie has to go. We all hate her. She failed at the puzzle.
Totally.
And Angelina's like, look, Natalie's an easy out.
Yeah.
But what if we got someone stronger this week? Yeah. What if we went after someone who's actually a threat? What about Jeremy?
Right. He's charming. He talks a lot.
He's playing the game really hard right now.
She really kind of made it her mission. Yeah. And she even says to us, you know, with her one-on-one to the camera of like, I want to make this move. I want to flip all of these people and make them change her mind. Yeah. And she kind of does.
She kind of did.
Even with like opposition.
That's right. I was just going to say.
Plenty of people were like, no.
No, people were resistant to this, especially Mike, who's been close with Jeremy. Yeah. And he's like, no, like, I don't think we should get Jeremy. Yeah. And then Natalia was like, absolutely not. I am definitely voting Natalie. I hate her. And in her confessional, she was like, I hate Natalie. Like, I don't care what other people are doing. I'm voting Natalie out. And I'm like, you're playing emotionally, which is not so smart. I think Angelina's move is the right strategic move here. There's also not a lot of good reasons to keep Natalie either. Right. So either one is now kind of in danger. And of course, editing wise, we don't know what's happening by the time we go to tribal. But before we go to tribal, yes, things get so heated.
Things get real exciting. I mean, we have already talked about this dynamic between Jeremy and Natalie, how they can just kind of be blunt and honest with each other and not necessarily listen or believe each other. Nope. So Natalie's like, you know, people talking about me, I'm in danger, what do I do? And she's kind of like, girl, I don't know how you would be able to get out of this. Like, I think we are too far gone. Right. It's kind of done with. He's like, but go have your conversations. And she's like, oh, I will. Right. She's like, are you telling me not to talk to people? And he's like, no. Like, you should talk to people, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think there's any hope for you. And she sort of calls him out for, like, not supporting her from the get-go. So already this tension between Jeremy and Natalie is forming. And I don't even think that Jeremy knows at this point that his name is being thrown out there at all. He and Natalie have just always butted heads. It didn't even feel like a butt heads. It just felt like a blunt and honest talk. And they did say, like, they were like, look, we're black, and like, that's how black people talk to each other. Say it how it is. Yeah, right. And that seemed to be, like, they both can respect that from each other. That's just how they communicate, yeah. But it escalates. Yes. So then she's like trying to have these conversations, and she asks for privacy, and Jeremy straight up is like, no, I'm not leaving. Right. I was like, Jeremy, why are you fighting this fight? Why is your ego so big that you think that you can be like, no, I'm not leaving? I get it. You might think it's shady. You might circle back and be like, was she talking about me? But you can't fight her on that.
Now, I agree that Jeremy sort of throwing this fit about it puts a little bit even more of a target on his back and makes people sort of like question if he's really good for the tribe. But I have to say, like, I think I might have reacted similarly to Jeremy only because Natalie came up to a group of people and only asked Jeremy to leave. It wasn't like she said, can I have one-on-ones with each of you? She came up to like Kara and I think Dan, I don't know, there were at least three people there and Jeremy's the only one she asked to leave. So if I were Jeremy, I too would have been like, well, why do only I need to leave?
Right.
Because that clearly suggests that you're going to talk about me and throw my name out there. So I'm going to stay right here and listen to what you have to say. But that strategy did not work for Jeremy.
No. And if he had some inkling that his name was already being tossed around, then I guess maybe.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, more drama. They go back to camp. They're still like, now it's like escalated where she's like, no more. It's all about you. I'm out of here. Bye. And he's like, you know, whatever.
And he's throwing out like, well, I thought you had watched an episode of Survivor, but clearly you have never seen Survivor.
I was working under the impression you saw the show. And now that I know, I was like, oh my.
Whoa.
Yeah. He was lit.
Yeah.
Then we get to tribal, and that boy doesn't stop.
No.
He's just into Natalie.
Yes, immediately.
Going at the jugular.
Right. So he calls her out first thing in tribal council, and then people sort of start to pile on, and it becomes clear that no one really likes Natalie in the tribe, and she's sitting there like,
you know, you can't get second impressions, you know, you came out strong right from the get-go.
Yeah.
But she's doing a really great job. Here's the thing. He kind of just kept going on the attack, and she stayed calm. She allowed him to just get it all out, and every once in a while she would like make some really smart, grounded statements.
Absolutely.
She wasn't acting the fool. She wasn't getting heated.
Right.
And
I think one of the points she made was like, I'm 57 or however old she is. Like, I am not the threat here. And she just made those points very calmly, very coolly. And my favorite thing was when she was like, I love that the majority of this tribal council has been about me, but what I would love more is if it wasn't me who went home. Sort of calling for a blindside, right? Like, oh, you all clearly are concerned with me, but like, let's realize maybe there are bigger targets here, everybody.
And you pointed out that Jeremy sort of set her up with a little platter where she could then say, I will be Goliath strong.
Yes, because he's like, oh, once we get to the merge, she's going to leave Goliath behind. She had never said that before or suggested that at all, and he had no evidence to back that up. So she just gets to be like, I'll pledge to her right here. I'm Goliath strong.
Right. She may not be. And that may have been true from the beginning.
Right.
But the fact that she has that door open up and she gets to then respond in her calm way.
Yes.
Then they're like, okay, well, she said it, so
let's vote.
Let's vote. So at this point, there's no one's talking about Jeremy, so we have no idea if this is which way this is going.
Right.
They go vote, and it's unanimous.
Unanimous except Jeremy.
Yeah.
He's totally blindsided. The entire tribe flipped on him.
Straight gone.
Yeah.
And like I honestly thought there were going to be a couple people who are going to stay strong and vote out Natalie, but no.
Like Mike or Natalia or something. Some of those people that you saw earlier on who were resistant to the idea of sending Jeremy off the island this week, but everybody sort of got in line, and I think huge credit to Angelina on that one.
Seriously, like, if people don't recognize what she just did here, she could so skate by.
Yeah.
If they do recognize, she's gone really soon. But like, that was pretty impressive.
Definitely.
What she did.
Yeah.
She's one to watch for sure.
Yeah.
What I loved about this episode is, you know, leading up, this is the third episode, I am seeing no reason to keep Natalie. Natalie can go.
Yeah.
Like, she's causing problems left and right? I kind of enjoy Jeremy's honesty and his little wit about him.
Right.
So at the beginning of this episode, I'm all for Jeremy and not for Natalie.
Absolutely.
By the end, by the time we get to tribal, I am rooting for Natalie and want Jeremy out.
I mean, Natalie knows how to create a moment for television, right? Her speech when she cast that vote was iconic.
Goodness.
Saying, do you feel that stinging in your eyes? That's Natalie Napalm. And then before she goes, she says, by the way, darling, your skin is gorgeous.
I mean,
I was like,
this woman.
who is this woman? I love her now. I love Natalie. And the thing is that was a little surprising about this whole thing is a lot of the early elimination conversations are about keeping the tribe strong.
Yes.
And that's why Natalie was a target.
Yeah.
Because she failed at the puzzle and she's obviously not bringing anything to the game physically. So she's sort of a logical
and she's
first
bringing
elimination.
down morale,
yeah.
kind of.
And so you want to keep someone like Jeremy there who can help you win immunity challenges and reward challenges.
Right.
But she made it, so I think she's one to watch. And Angelina's one to watch.
Oh my, seriously.
Yeah.
Such a good episode. I loved it so much. But yeah, people need to watch out for that Natalie Napalm because she is obviously dangerous. She can sit around and be like, I'm a senior citizen.
Right.
What's a threat about me? You showed us.
Yes.
She's got some skills.
Absolutely. Yep.
So we see that they get to drop their buffs next week.
Now,
so we are mixing it up.
I was not expecting this. I thought if David's went to tribal this week and there were three Davids gone, definitely we have to do a tribe swap.
But it's only 2-1,
2-1 now. It's a little even. I think you could still play out that David versus Goliath thing, but not so. We're going to move forward with the tribe swap.
It's time to mix up those Davids and those Goliaths and let them work together.
Right. And what I would love to see is a majority Davids on one tribe and a majority Goliaths on another one, rather than majority Goliaths on both. I don't know if that's even possible though, math-wise.
Well, yeah, well, I definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
But I also don't want, I don't really want majorities anywhere. Can we make it as even as possible?
True, and what I will say is, mathematically, there's going to be one person left out.
There's going to be one more.
Unless we split into three tribes. Who knows how it's going to work mathematically? Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
Yes,
but if we split into from 2 to 2, there's an extra person. There's an extra Goliath.
Right.
So maybe they'll be going off to some weird island. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
You guys, did you love this as much as we did?
I really enjoyed this episode.
I am terrified about Natalie. But this is fun. I'm actually excited that we're mixing it up. I'm kind of over the Goliaths.
Yeah.
Now that I've gotten to know them a bit more, I need them mixed up and interspersed and see if they can work with some Davids and help some Davids out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see those relationships interact. Well, let us know what you guys think, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.